Do da do da do da do.
So tell me what came in your first paycheck.
All right, so my first paycheck, there was this advertisement for this bank that I'd never heard of. And there was a little like bright red sticker that said to access your money from this company, it's in your best interest to open an account with this bank. So I look, it's advertising within my paycheck envelope from the company. And I read through the conditions of this bank. They were charging for all kinds of stuff, ATM withdrawals, a monthly fee for checking. And it was made to look like you had to open the account to access your money.
Wow. That's
the way it looked to me. And I thought, I mean, I'm fairly smart, I'm not gonna lie. But even I, who's fairly intelligent, it crossed my mind for a split second that if I don't open this account, then I won't get my money from my company.
Wow.
I was just really freaked out by this first thing. I thought, what kind of company would partner with a bank that would have all of these charges, ridiculous sums of money that are charged just to have a bank account? That was my first sign. Then I started looking at the deductions from my first paycheck. I found that $20 was taken out to pay for my company smock. And I thought, I have never been charged for a company smock.
Wow.
This is ridiculous. And
they
the
didn't
second
tell
thing
you
is,
that ahead
they
of
didn't
time.
even tell me that.
Yeah.
They didn't even
That's
tell me
so
any of
wrong.
this stuff.
Yeah.
This speaks scammy. The fact that this company has a full monopoly over the entire U.S. hospital system, it is ridiculous. It makes me realize the bigger that something gets, the more the integrity flies out the window, and it's just all about money. No one cares about the people involved.
Okay, so I'm here with an American worker of 2012, and I've just been told that you have quit your job as of yesterday. How are you feeling about quitting?
I have mixed feelings, mainly because I'm relieved that I'm becoming more authentic, and that I don't feel like this chain. I feel like this chain around my neck has been released, and that chain is really has been plaguing my self-esteem and my self-worth, feelings of self-worth, and mainly because the company that I was working for it's all about money. That's it. There's nothing about how you're doing in any kind of other way. It's all money assessment.
Okay, so I just want to know, I feel like so many people and so many companies are like that. It's just about the money. And most people, in my experience in America, it's like you just suck it up and just do it, because where else are you going to go get a job? Because all the companies are like this. What do you think about that?
It does feel like that you might as well just keep the one, because you're just going to run into the same thing somewhere else.
I would assume that you've had plenty of jobs like this before. So
Yeah.
what makes this one so upsetting to you in comparison to the other ones?
I think one of the major reasons is that I did have a really good job that treated me like a human being. And so the treatment is so vastly opposite of the spectrum that I can feel when something is just so horrible and just so bad for the person involved.
So would you say there are degrees of companies?
There are degrees. Yeah. And the bigger the company gets, I feel like the less humane it is. The company that I had that had really good experiences was one company, small one in California, created by a very visionary CEO.
Right.
Run very differently. The one that I worked with, that I just quit, has a total monopoly over the baby photography business.
Okay.
So they can do whatever they want, and they can treat people however they want. They're too big, and the person is completely left out of the whole system. They're not important at all, I don't think.
So is this company a publicly owned, stock traded company or a private company?
I don't know.
Okay.
I did a little investigation on the person that runs it.
Okay.
At the very top. It's all about money. It's invest in a big investment firm. Doesn't appear to know anything about hospitals, about baby photography, about family, anything. And this company is also in the process of buying up all the smaller companies so they can just get bigger and bigger and just have it all completely controlled. The entire system.
Wow.
U.S. hospital system.
So did you get a chance to talk to anybody in the administration of the hospital about how this company got
Well, they pay the
hired?
hospital. This company pays the hospital to have full total rights to do the photography in the hospitals of the newborns.
You would think a hospital that's really cares about being a good company would investigate and make sure they're not hiring or paying a company like this. I mean, what do you think about that?
If you go to Glassdoor,
Uh-huh.
which I did, there's a lot of complaints about this company. There's a significant amount, and the reason is, I think, that these 4 things happened to me, which are, it's kind of humiliating once you've been through this. It's humiliating to admit. Number 1, they didn't tell me that I would have to buy my own smock, company smock. They deducted that from my first paycheck. Number 2, they pay no gas money or mileage from the hospitals. So I'm sitting there working for free, going back and forth. Number 3, they pay no base pay. So if you get, let's say people decide not to buy anything, they don't really have to pay you. Now, in their little contract, they say, when we average the 2 weeks together, if you don't make more than $7, we'll pay you $7 per hour. So they average all of your stuff together so that you make maybe $10 an hour. So what you get is 18% commission. That's it. No gas, mileage, no base pay, and they literally could have you working for free. When people pay you cash, you've got to go to Quick Trip or whatever, get a money order. All that time is actually not factored in. You're doing all that for free.
So some people out here would say, yeah, but you got a job and you are getting paid. I mean, what would you say to those people?
If that's the kind of world that is going to define me, I'm opting out. I feel that it's so soul-sucking of a job that to me it's not worth the self-esteem diminishing and all the negative energy that comes back when I haven't met the sales goals. We would get daily emails. We also get surprise visits from the district manager, and then talks about how many slideshows we're selling. And if you don't reach a certain amount of slideshow sales, you're going to hear about it from the district manager.
I think
Pause it.
You had said to me that you had a couple of conversations with the clients, the mothers and parents, just to let them know that what this company was really about. Did you have was there any insight that helped you make this decision to quit when you talked to anybody about what was going on, the customers?
I talked to a grandma. I told the grandma the deal of what I just told you all. This grandmother was absolutely horrified. She said, "You are not being treated well at all." She couldn't believe it. And also the overwhelming feeling that I got from people, they thought I worked for the hospital, so they thought I was being treated properly with health care benefits, with regular pay, with all of these things. Now, there is some kind of health care, and I looked into it, that's provided with this company, but it's only to cover basic things like a hospital visit or something. So if something catastrophic happened to me while I'm working in a hospital, like I needed a like a leg was damaged, then I would have nothing. They would not cover that.
That's so ironic.
So I'm working in hospitals, and yet I couldn't actually get past the first couple of sentences of their health care plan because it was so bad. It was just like, oh, we'll cover routine exams or something.
Yeah. So I think that it's obvious this company is not doesn't have much competition. The hospitals don't seem to be checking, what they're paying for. So to me, the next possible way to kind of get this company accountable and doing better would be the customers, the patients at the hospitals. Do you think if they all were to find out what you know about this company, what do you think they would think? Like if every one of them was given a letter that said, here's the real deal about this company, and do you know you were misled, that this is not the hospital, what do you think they would think?
I think that we're really in a sorry state in the United States right now, and people, it's kind of like fast food workers. When you go get fast food, do you really care about, I actually do. I feel kind of strange, but they hire mostly teenagers, right? Mm-hmm. So you think, this is a little part-time job. This company hires mostly mothers, women. So women are kind of notorious for complaining less. Huh. And just accepting whatever they're given. Mm-hmm. So they hire specifically women that need extra money. Mm-hmm. They have targeted their employees to women, mothers that need extra money, so that the women and mothers, they're probably not going to complain. They're just going to accept whatever. Mm-hmm. That's the general feeling I have about the people they target to work for them.
Okay, so now you've quit. You're going to pursue some other things. And what would you like to see come out of this? What would make this? How would you be able to say, okay, I did, as a good citizen of the world, I did my part in this process of leaving this company. What would you like to see happen now?
Ideally, I would like to see the president, the people at the very top, I would like them to understand that their behavior is unacceptable. Mm-hmm. That this cannot continue. The fact that that we're paying for our own smog, so that we don't get gas mileage, and that we don't get a base pay, and there's no full-time positions within this giant company. Mm-hmm. Giant. Mm-hmm. That they have everyone kind of teetering on the edge of just, here's a few peanuts. Mm-hmm. I think this behavior is completely unacceptable.
So do you think if they saw this video that this would make any difference to them?
I feel that, I don't know. I cannot get on board. I cannot be a part of this system that is so disrespectful of their employees.
So, with the age of social media and transparency, and everything from Egypt being toppled by Twitter, basically. By people using Twitter. Isn't it possible that companies like this, who are going unchecked and really just taking the soul out of people, don't you think now there's a way that we could really expose them using these networks?
If I did a rant and it went viral, yeah.
Okay. I mean, maybe that's what we got to do. I mean, and
We
I'm
might
not
have
just,
to do
I'm not
rants.
just talking about this company. 'Cause
Right.
You know
It's-
what?
This is
this
that's
is
what I was saying.
everywhere.
This is everywhere.
Right.
This is not specifically this company.
Right.
It's everywhere.
I mean, did you know that Disney used to hire entry-level workers right out of college, 6,000 to 7,000. Now they're all unpaid internships. 6,000 unpaid internships of jobs they used to pay people. And these are students who, they have to move back home. They don't have any, I mean, it's everywhere. Disney is doing this kind of stuff.
Do da do